What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as y'all can see, I have my Hiya Toys King Ghidorah from Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 figure. Now, before I get started, I'm going to put my opinion out there. I like this figure. It is an amazing figure. Does have its drawbacks, but we'll get into that during the review. But before we talk about the figure, we're going to talk about what comes with it. And that is these three stands. You get two that holds up the wing. And you get one that goes between the necks that helps keep him up when he's standing up. So you don't have to worry about him falling off your shelf or table or wherever you puts out your figures. Now, the only thing about these are my first ones getting like this, so I do like these. Mostly, right here, as you can see, comes where you can put these anywhere you want. I kind of like having them in the middle for more support, but we're going to move these out the way. I just wanted to just do a quick talk about those. Now, let's talk about the figure. Now, granted, there are some drawbacks, and I will say that right now. We're going to talk about the drawbacks right here. Mostly the one drawback is with the necks having already this curvature going on. I mean, they did this. Hopefully my hand wasn't all the way in the frame. But when they did that, it limited the movement. Like right here, this is as far as you can get up because right about here is where it starts to curve. Now this neck right here is the only one I can get actually to look completely down. See, that is basically looking I don't know how good. Here we go, right here looking straight down. Middle neck can only look that far. The left head can go down a little bit more than the middle, but cannot reach the same curve as the right. And I would try to force it even more, but I don't want something to break or pop off. Now, it looks like it is in the same spot, but you can tell, especially looking forwards, they're not, because this one is higher up. But for some reason, this neck right here is, as y'all can see, is a little bit loose down towards the body. So is the middle head. Right head, I have no issues with. Just these two heads right here are a little loose. This one is not. But that is not one of my gripes. The looseness is probably just because of, like, I was using a heat gun, trying to heat up the wings, and it just kind of loosened the necks up. And just did not hit this one, I guess. And stay like towards this part. But they can look up that far. Now, if you stand this figure all the way up and everything, you can get him to look far. But I have him mostly on his wings. And I'm going to tell y'all why I have him on his wings. When I was fooling with this and trying to get him to see what all I can move and everything before doing this review, the wings, to get them to fold like this, took me an entire day. I am not exaggerating. As soon as I got up and had breakfast, I worked on this figure, and the wings took all day to do. And I'm going to tell you why. Because one, the joint in the shoulders was really tight. And also right here, I'm going to zoom in so y'all can see that a little better. Right here, all these were tight, and these ball joints right here were tight. Now, these turn by themselves, and these turn by themselves. So once you rotate one of them, you gotta turn this part too. But once you get the middle and this part, it is hard to get your hand behind the wing to try to rotate it. And I used a hairdryer, boiling water, and also a heat gun just to do this wing and the rest of the body. Now I'm going to get out of that zoom. Now I already showed you part of the articulation in the wing by showing it's folded and told y'all what this part does, but it is still like you just saw right here. But when you do this, do not just grab out here or anywhere else. Grab towards the part right here and pull and just rotate it. But because you gotta turn and push in and everything, I got these somewhat loose, but they are still tight, so I don't want to be fooling with this too much. But on the box and in the instructions where it says to rotate these for the wings, it says to rotate these all the way flat. Now the bottom one right here, I'll say fold this all the way flat or somewhat flat to give it that illusion where it looks like he's knuckle walking. But the other two, I don't see the point of folding these all the way down, because if you do, it's going to look like up here. See all this? Empty space you would have right here. So I recommend just turn them slightly so it still looks like they're folded inside and not look like empty space. But also you have this back wing right here that will get, turn it around so y'all can see, will get in the way of these. Because you can't do nothing with that. The only thing you can do is try and get it into its little slot. But this is also on a ball joint as well, or swivel. Now let's move on to the legs. Legs can move forwards pretty good with a kick. Right here at the knees, I got them folded back so they can fold forwards pretty good to straighten the leg out. Put that back. I'm not sure what you would call this, a second knee or the Achilles is already up, so you would just turn that forwards, and that will go straight. Let's do that so you can see the leg fully straightened out. So turn that, push that back up, and the foot can go down and up pretty good, and it also has a pivot. Now the next, I already showed that off, but we do have an ab crunch. So that can go up and down for the going from standing up to going into the on all fours. Tail, the left tail is the one that I'm going to move around because it's the only one that will. Because this one I use the boiling water method to put on here. The other one I use a hair dryer, and this one is just really stiff. So this one's the only one that I can move to show what it can really do. I gotta work on that wing. So we got that out of the way. Now let's go on and talk about the height. And yes, I am going to keep him on all fours for this. Now first up, I have Godzilla, my Monster Arts version. Hang on a sec, something went wrong. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and everything. I just have to go charge the battery on the camera. But like I said, I have my SH Monster Arts Godzilla from the same movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 version. And right here, with them standing beside each other, let me move the camera so y'all can see. They do scale pretty good together. Almost perfect in height. Now, Grant, you would think these wouldn't work, but they do. Now, you can stand Ghidorah up, and Godzilla will still come up to like his chest. But I'm going to probably leaving him like this, but I can stand him up slightly right here. But if you stretch out the legs, it will just put Godzilla probably reaching about middle way or about in the chest line, about right here. But we're going to put him back if I can get him real quick. And his pose I just had him. There we go. But also I like this pose because if you take Godzilla and put him into a running position. I know I butchered that word. And a running pose, I'm just going to say. Let's turn Ghidorah. Is that about right for y'all? Yep. And we take Godzilla and have him running. And if the necks were able to straighten out, they would be able to go to his hands. But this is still kind of like what we got when they ran at each other in Boston. So I do like that. But we're going to move Godzilla out the way. I got some more that I want to do. And next up I have Rodan and Mothra. Now, granted, my Mothra wings are in a different position because I heated them up so I could fold them back to make it a little bit more better when on the shelf. So I just gotta rotate them back, and there we go. And these actually work pretty good in scale as well because they go good with Godzilla and everything. Since he works with them, they will work with him as well, especially with the wing size. And granted, these two monsters are the two smallest. Like when we see Mothra's flying at Ghidorah, like right here. That is almost like with the movie. And with Rodan, if we take and have him right here. Now, granted, my Rodan's wing is a little bit messed up. I was hoping to get another one because the part right here came loose and it won't stay tight. But other than that, if we took like right here, works great in scale. So, like I said earlier, I love when companies are making stuff, and sometimes their product does end up working together with other companies. So that is awesome. And just for fun, I am going to pull out my Kong figure and just show how he stands with Ghidorah. And he stands pretty good with him. So if Kong would have ended up in Boston, would have been interesting to see. Yeah, I wonder, would he fight Ghidorah, or would he just sit back and watch the fight and then when it was over, walk away or challenge Godzilla right then and there? That's a good question, but Grant, I don't see him hopping in the water and swimming all the way back to the mainland. But yeah, that's going to do it. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see everybody next time.